All right, Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
All praises, honor, and glory be unto
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Regard Kadash.
A double honor to our apostles at Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. A peace, love, and mercy be unto you, the elect action that are throughout the four corners of the world, that are hazarding your lives daily, all right, in this ministry to push the true doctrine and to uplift the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. A shalom be unto you, and shalom be unto the few sisters that subscribe unto Great Millstone. All right, America is CTD, you know, it's circling the drain, and it doesn't have longer, you know, any more time than what the Most High Heavenly Father has prescribed for this place. Can somebody grab 2nd Ezra 4:37? All right, because everything has a measurement, it has a time, you know, that the Most High set up for it, you know, and once it fulfilled that time, then that's when the Most High Heavenly Father is going to bring it down. You know, doesn't the scripture tells you also, correct as I grab Revelations, the 18th chapter? I want to say verse 3, right, where it talks about her sins have reached into heaven. And can someone grab, I think that's Genesis 15 and 13.
He got the Revelations.
All right, Genesis. Go ahead with the Sirach. I mean, second Ezra.
2nd Ezra 4:37. By measure have he measured the time, and by number he had numbered the time.
Can you grab that in Daniel's? The Most High have numbered your. Okay, you good? Okay, go ahead.
He don't not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
And that's the problem. All right, the Most High. How do you measure the times? Through the prophecy, right? You measure through the prophecy of the Most High Heavenly Father. The Most High says that something's going to happen. All right, and when he's ready for it to happen, or when the time comes for it to happen, that's when it happens. All right, so you measure the time by the word. You measure it by the prophecies of the Most High. But just to show you that the times are measured. All right, America's kingdom is numbered. America's kingdom is measured. It has fulfilled the appointed time that the Most High has set it up to fulfill. So now it's time for this place to go down. And how do we know that it's time for it to go down? Well, when you look at the different prophecies that are promised to happen, the things that Yahweh Shai said will happen prior to his coming, when Yahweh Shai comes back, what's going to happen to America? No, it's going to be destroyed. This kingdom, or the kingdom of the so-called white man, can't be side by side simultaneously with ours.
Right.
All right, he has to be thrown down. He has to be taken down. Can somebody go ahead and grab that Daniels?
Yeah, this is Daniels. Daniels 4. This is Daniels 4, and where's the
4 and is it 17?
Oh, right here. This is Daniels 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth to whom.
It's 5 to like
Well,
5 and 25 through 26.
And this is Daniels 5 and 25, and this is the writing that was written many technical parson. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many Yahweh has numbered thy kingdom and has finished it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balance and are found wanting. Parcel, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Media and Persia.
So the Most High numbered this kingdom. You know, the Most High didn't, put the scepter in Esau's hands so that Esau can rule forever. All right, I was going into this earlier on the side of camp. There was a guy who he was saying that Esau isn't the picture of Cesare Borgia isn't the correct image of what the Messiah looked like, but he also wasn't agreeing with the true image of the Messiah of Yahushua until we went to Revelations, the first chapter, and also James the 10th chapter. But I was explaining to him how the word revelation in the Greek is apocalypse, apocalypsis. And when you look at the word apocalypse means to reveal. Through the word of the Most High Heavenly Father, all of these different prophecies, they reveal who would be the wicked that are in rulership when the Lord Yahushua comes back to bring judgment. And it also lets you know what will be going on through those times when the wicked are in rulership. All of those things are happening at this time, this moment that we're in right now. All right. For an example, earthquakes in diverse places, right? The scriptures mention that. Matter of fact, can somebody grab Luke 21 or Matthew's the 24th chapter? Earthquakes in diverse places. All right, you got what's another one? Wars and rumors of wars. All right, you got uproars of the people. What's another thing that helped me out? What's another thing that'll happen?
Precept.
All right,
Nation shall rise against nation.
Nation rising against nation. There'll be there'll be signs in the heavens. All right, signs in the sun and in the moon and blood moons. All of these things are happening, and they're happening back to back. In what time? So what people are ruling over, and what nation are they ruling through? Job 9:24 says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Right. If not, where who is he?" So what nation or nationality of people is ruling over the world? Isn't it the so-called white man, the rich elite banking families, the Rothschilds? All right, and they're ruling through America. So America was set up to fulfill the purpose of the Most High, but the Most High didn't set it up for this nation to continue forever. But why are people in the mind state that America will continue forever? All right, and you don't find this amongst the rich elites. The elitists know that this place is CTD. That's the reason why you got scriptures written. They shall what is it? They shall not heal Babylon. The rich elites know that. That's the reason why a lot of these rich people are fleeing America and going to different places and having bunkers built, because they know that this place is going down. But amongst these commoners, amongst these low-level, low-ranking Edomites and heathens of other nations and Jakes, they don't see it. They don't see that this place is through. Okay, Dwight, and then you call.
Okay. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes and devourers in diverse places.
Yeah, kind of. So all of those things are happening now, and Yahushua said that these things these things will happen to let us know the time that He's about to come. All right, go ahead.
All those are the beginnings
of
sorrows. Then shall they devour you up to.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But there's a little bit more up here at 6. You can read 6.
Okay. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all those things must come. These things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yeah, so you're seeing wars and you're seeing rumors of wars. All right. Wasn't Israel and Iran just shooting missiles at each other in Syria? All right. Don't you see uproars of the people? The Palestinians pissed off. The matter of fact, America's allies are pissed off because America is putting trading tariffs on the EU. and you're supposed to be allies. But all things must happen to fulfill Scripture. All right. The EU are going to burn America with fire, right along with all of these other nations that have thermonuclear technology. So all of these things are happening under the rulership and the reign of this devil. Why? To reveal, what do they call it in times of movie? They call it the apocalypse. Apocalypse means to reveal. All of these things are happening to reveal who's the devil and who's the wicked. Because Yahushua is going to come while these devils are in power. All right? And he's going to take them down as well as all of the other kingdoms that are ruling alongside of them. But America, you know, like the title say, America is going down the drain. You call it.
This is another sign of the times, you know, well, or signs that we're in. This is Isaiah 62 and verse 1. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Yea, they that make mention of Yahweh keep not silence, you know, and that's, you know, the prophets through the unicorn, as stated before, you know, we're out here teaching, you know, and seeing that we're out here teaching, we're not holding our peace, we're not holding our silence. This is a sign, you know, that, you know, the prophets that were before time, you know, prophesied the downfall of what? Nations and kingdoms. And here we are prophesying downfall of nations and kingdoms. You think this is a coincidence that brothers all around the earth are prophesying the downfall of Babylon, America? That's not no coincidence.
You got more on it?
No.
Okay, Connor. Can whoever has Revelation the 18th chapter, go ahead and grab it.
It's Revelation 18:3, where all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
And that goes with is that Jeremiah the 51st chapter, or is that the 50th chapter, which says that the nations have drunken and are mad? You know, because these nations, they left off from keeping their customs just so that they can please you, so that you can give them free range to use your Federal Reserve notes to purchase oil and gas around the world. But now it's starting to come back upon them, you know, because when they try to have a little wiggle room to do their thing, you hit them with sanctions, you know, and you put trading blocks. I'll just use that for lack of better words. You block them from being able to trade. You know, just put it in layman's terms. Because a lot of people don't know what tariffs is, but you can go and research it. But basically, it's when a country put a heavy tax on certain things that they sell to you. But basically, you got America that actually stop certain nations. They freeze a bank account so that they can't use those Federal Reserve notes or those dollar bills to be able to, you know, go and buy oil with. And those nations need that to build their economy. So they're tired of that. But these nations, they took on your ways. They a lot of places they start worshiping Caesar Borgia. All right, they sending their kids to school to get educated under your education system. Their daughters, you know, are straight up whores. You know, there's sodomites in their countries. They don't wear their traditional garbs. You know, they don't worship their traditional beliefs. You know, if you go to some of these places, you're like, damn, you even their people, they speak like white people. You know, like, damn, ain't you supposed to be speaking Chinese? But you sound like you grew up in fucking the middle of suburbia. But these nations are beginning to be mad because they find out that this is a load of bullshit. You know? Go ahead, bro.
I got a definition of
Hold on.
This is going along with what you just said about these other nations. This is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 19. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap the hands over thee. For upon whom have not thy wickedness passed continually? because America's, like you just said, America's wickedness has passed continually through all these nations. Like you just said, the women are whores, the kids, the children are talking like Edomites. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out real quick.
God grabbed the precept to it in Jeremiah 50. So now these nations are beginning to get stirred up. But you know what amazed me? What amazed me is here Esau haven't even did that much to these other nations as much as he did into Jake. But Jake is still asleep. Jake, you're supposed to be pissed off more than these other nations, man.
Mm-hmm.
But now these other nations are upset and they're angry at America, and they're ready to get it on. They're ready to fight World War III.
Jeremiah 50 or 50?
Finish that in Revelation. I think it's 50, 51 and 9. Okay, 51 and 7.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad.
That's 50 and 7.
51 and 7.
51 and 7.
Con.
Go ahead, read down.
Okay, Con. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed.
Mm-hmm.
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country.
Yeah, you don't see the elites pumping money into the economy or pumping money into this place trying to save it because they know that it's through. When you look at the American national debt, it's over, what is it, 72 trillion? The U.S. national debt. Oh no, I'm just asking. You ain't gotta look it up.
No.
But I think it's somewhere over 72 trillion. The total U.S. National or the U.S. total debt is over 72 trillion, and it's constantly climbing. So there's no way that you can fix that. You can't. First of all, the U.S. dollar isn't backed by anything but oil. You know, and that's the reason why they call it the petrodollar, because these countries have to use the American currency to purchase oil and gas around the world. All right, but they're backing away from using the American dollar. You got Iran that totally dropped the use of the American currency. Isn't that the same thing that we saw with Iraq before they went into a war with Iraq? All right, Iraq changed the currency that they were using from the American dollar, and they started to use the euro, which was better for them because the euro is stronger. And that's when they came with that old weapons of mass destruction, bullshit, to invade the country. And that's the same thing that they want to do with Iran. But the eyes of the world are kind of open now to the things that America is doing. So they got to figure out different ways to try to get into a war with Iran. And that's the reason why you see this thing going on with Israel right now, and America backing out of the nuclear deal with Iran. And you got what is that? Israel. So what's going to happen is they're going to draw. Israel is going to fight against Iran over there in Syria, and it's going to draw America into that battle to fight on the side of Israel. Salakia. But go ahead. If you got a little bit more on that, go ahead and read it.
Okay, Khan. Back in verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. And
you got it. Yep.
And let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
So her judgment is lifted up to the skies. So it's time for the judgment of this place. That's the reason why you're seeing things like Israel and Iran going back and forth with each other. All right, that's the reason why you see the infrastructure of America decaying. Because these elites ain't trying to pump no money into the society. They know this place is about to go down. That's the reason why you got rich people in Chicago that's fleeing and going back to their own countries. That's another sign right there. When you see a bunch of people denouncing their, a bunch of rich nations denouncing their citizenship and going back to their own country, that's happening. That's happening on a huge scale. But you got a bunch of people that's asleep just because a man was throwing a red hat that say, "Let's make America great again." America ain't being made great again. Just because you try to cut people off and try to stop funding people, that's just making more enemies. That's the reason why in the book of Obadiah 1:7 it says that your own enemies, those that ate thy bread, shall lay a wound under thee. You can go ahead with the revelations now. Because it's time for this place to be judged. You know, the Most High have measured the times. You know, the Most High have numbered your days, and the number of your days is up. That's the reason why you seeing the prophets standing on their feet and speaking these things. Can somebody grab Jeremiah 28:8? You seeing the prophets speaking is a hell of a sign. Because when the prophets went out to speak, they only did it to prophesy Lamentations morning and what? Whoa.
I got it.
Go ahead with the Revelations and then the Jeremiah.
Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not her plagues, for her sin have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh has remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she has filled to her double."
It says her judgment has reached unto heaven.
Verse 5. Yeah. For her sin had reached unto heaven, and Yahweh has remembered her iniquities.
Yeah. So nations like just like the Amorites in Genesis the 15th chapter verse 16.
This is Genesis chapter 15 and verse 16. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
So the Most High gives a kingdom, you know, certain things to do before He brings His judgment upon them. So they have certain acts to fulfill, or certain iniquities or sins to fulfill, and then once they did that, then that's when the Most High will bring them down. So America has certain things to fulfill before the Most High brought judgment upon them. Like one of the main things was to enslave the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and then you know we will come out of a physical slavery, and our people are still mentally slaves. But then the Most High gave us the spirit back, and then we will prophesy against this place. A few other things, what they have to push the RFID chip. You know, they have to what's some more things, you know, that this place has to do.
Martial law,
Kind of martial law, time of Jacob's trouble.
Insurrections against the people.
As a family, you know, where we, you know, they won't be able to look for us.
Family of the world.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Who's holding something?
You see what we have in Revelation?
Kind of, that's it on Revelation. Kind of going on.
Ecclesiastes. Or, you know, I'm gonna start with this. Jeremiah 50 and verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, that's going in about the nations destroying this place. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. All right, I was grabbing it mainly for the point 5. It says her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. And that's the point that America is at. Basically, her foundations
are done for. All right, they're going to be physically done for when the missiles hit, but the minds of the people are low. The money isn't moving like how it used to. All right, there's only several classes. It's either you're rich, you're poor, or you're one paycheck away from being poor. If you miss a check, you'll lose everything that you own. And then I got this to go with it, Ecclesiastes 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. All right, the grinders meaning the work. There's no work here. This place, it's burning off and using more than it's putting back out. All right, it's going down a hill and it can't come up. It's snowballing. Verse 4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right, so everything is coming to a halt here in America. All right, like the brother's been saying recently, the major car companies are parking all these expensive cars in lots because people don't have the money to buy them anymore. You have major companies that 10, 15 years ago were booming. They're going out of business now. Mom and pop shops is getting closed down all everywhere. This place is headed nowhere except for down. Trump, he can't come through on his promise to make this bitch better.
That's why Chargers and Challenge. That's why so many people have them, because they're basically dirt cheap. Like that one video you was watching.
Yeah, they're not special.
About them cars, how to live rich with not expensive cars. A lot of these cars aren't like super duper expensive anymore. They're real cheap. Can you read that real quick across the
This says circling the drain, FTD, fixing to die. That's what FTD stands for. And it's near
CTD.
Oh,
well, CTD is circling the drain, and I'm gonna get to that. But right next
What's
to
FTD stand?
fixing to die. Near extremist pre-cold med talk referring to a people whose future prospects of life are dim.
and that's what the scripture Malacca brought up. They look out the windows and it's darkened. Right?
I mean, what they look for, there's nothing to aspire to. They look
The future.
the future.
And then it has a second definition. It says circling the drain, jargonistic and grossly inhumane term for a patient who is in the final days or weeks before death.
Yeah, and that's America. America is in the final days and weeks before death, before the Most High brings destruction upon this place. You know, that this economy, how can you fix it? You know, how can you heal it? Take bond for her. You know, if it would be, she shall be healed, but she is not healed. All right, so they ain't pumping no money into this economy. I was gonna mention earlier, kind of slipped my mind, that you can't discharge debt with debt. You know, you can't take Federal Reserve notes and to pay off debt with that, because it's a debt note. Doesn't the dollar bill or any tender say this legal tender is a let me see. Let me grab it real fast. All right, it says on here, it says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. You know, so this is a debt note. You know, you can't discharge debt with debt. You need what, like gold and silver. You know, you need something that's of a value.
Assets.
You need assets. Yeah. Now so the only thing that America has is the fact that these other nations are trusted in their economy and was using it to purchase oil and gas. But now these other nations is even backing away from that. They're not using the petrodollar. They don't want to trade amongst each other. Why you have a bank called BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa? They don't want to use the American currency anymore. They're tired of your bullshit. And like the scripture said in 51:7, Jeremiah, the nations have drunken, but the nations are mad. These nations are pissed at America. They're pissed at the Rothschilds. So they don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. So they're trading amongst themselves. So the American dollar is becoming weaker and weaker. All right. And eventually this is going to lead to what? The RFID chip. Got some.
I had some.
How about over here? You got something up?
Yeah, I got some.
You got something?
I told you what you wanted.
What was it?
Jeremiah 28.
Okay, go ahead and grab that real fast.
Okay, Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, both prophesied against many countries and great kingdoms of war, evil, and pestilence. The prophets which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, when then shall a prophet be known.
That was the point. 28 and 8.
Okay,
You know, the fact that the prophets are back prophesying again, that's a sign that this place is about to go down. Because when the prophets came on the scene, they prophesied of lamentation, mourning, and woe. They prophesied about destruction. So you know that the destruction got to be near for this place. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Book of Obadiah 1 verses 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border the men that were at peace, who with thee have discussed, deceived that thee and prevail against thee. They that eat the bread have laid a wound under that thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay.
God. So your allies are how does that feel, man? God damn. Because shit, when when a guy's in the truth, man, and he turns out to be a nigga, y'all kind of tight. That kind of don't feel too good. But oh well, hey, that comes with the territory, you know. But your own allies and shit, you know, it's gonna turn on you. Some of the nations that are with the NATO and the EU, shit, that gotta hurt.
Shit, how can it hurt when they've been fucking them over?
I got something. This I'm gonna get verse 9 real quick on that Jeremiah 28.
Kind of go ahead.
It says the prophets was prophesied of peace. When the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh by Shemi Al-Shai has truly sent him. So we're gonna be known because everything that we say is that we're going to be known that Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai has been for us, because everything we say is going to come to pass. And you people, that's even going to be more torment on you people, man, because you're going to realize that the men that you hated and despised that were prophesying destruction was right. And you're going to know that everything we said is 100% true, man. And then you're going to realize that the Lord is about to return and that he's a so-called Negro, man, that he was for us, man, and that your destruction is not, man. That's gonna be a torment that entire period of Jacob's trouble, man. And that's how the prophets were always known, man. That the Lord was with them, man. If their prophecy came true, that you prophets that you niggas that prophesy peace, it's gonna be known that your prophet of Satan, man, because your prophecy is not gonna come to pass, man. The prophecy that America is gonna continue on bread and circus is gonna fail, man. That's how you know this place is going down, man. Because it's called the age of decadence, man. When everything just fun time, when sex is on a way higher level, when moral satisfaction and how people act is low, that's when society is coming to an end. Because I looked up the word wanting in that scripture, and Daniel says lacking or deficiency. So this place is deficient, man. Is lacking the substance it needs to survive. That's how you know it's coming to an end. It's lacking money, it's lacking righteousness, and it's lacking everything that you need for a kingdom to stand, man. And what's the thing a kingdom needs to stand? Seeking after Yahweh by Shemi Al-Shai, like I said in Wisdom of Solomon, man. If a king wants to stay in power, you seek after the Lord. And that's why the so-called white man is going to go down, man, because he's a king
That's right.
that's in power, that's not seeking after the Heavenly Father, but seeking after Satan, man, with his afro.
And that's why he so desperately want to go to other planets and stuff like that, you know, because he knows that this planet is fucked. He want to somehow find out if he can make it past the Van Allen's belt, if he can go out into the moon, if he can, you know, fly somewhere and be any place other than this place, because he knows this kingdom is a wrap. You know, because if you truly got faith in your kingdom, this is your kingdom, and you want to stay here. You know, it's when, you know, you feel that it's going down is when you trying to, you know, do your best to save it, you know, because you got constantly other nations, you know, sending America sending money to the land of Israel, you know, and giving them all type of defenses, and we're here to protect you. Well, why is everybody trying to come up against them? Why is everybody trying to fight them? You know, the war drums are being beat, and you know, and you can only put, you know, enough band-aids and rubbing alcohol on a wound that's constantly growing, you know, and you know, eventually it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you won't be able to do shit to it, you know. And this is, you can actually see this on a carnal level that America is fucking falling. So how much more so if you got spiritual eyes, you can see that America's falling.
And that's like trying to put a band-aid wound over a shotgun blast, or over what's that, a sawed-off. You can't put no band-aid on no sawed-off wound, man. There's no, you get hit anywhere with a sawed-off shotgun, you gonna die. And America's been shot 5 times with a sawed-off shotgun, man. Ain't no bringing it back. Ain't no bring it. The wrists have been cut, man. The blood is leaking out, and it's over, man. You got it, I got something now.
Yeah, America already got that deadly wound that was healed. I mean, not America, sorry. The beast already got that deadly wound that was healed. You know, and this next wound is not going to be healed.
That's right.
Yeah. Kind of. Hey, it was wounded once, man, and it ain't gonna be healed this time, man. Yeah. It's still, where's that at? Or is it the sound of the battle?
5:23
Okay.
or 27. Yeah, 50 something.
I know you got it. You said you got it.
Joel 3:9, proclaim ye among the Gentiles to fear war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men.
Where you at, I know?
Let all the men of war draw near, let him come up.
Where you at? What's the scripture?
Joel 3:9.
Can you start at
7? Joel 3:7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to people far off, for the Lord has spoken of it.
Yeah, so you devils are gonna be sold. We're gonna take you devils out, man. So you devils have a lot of hell coming to you in these last days, man. First, you're gonna witness your kingdom fall. Then you're gonna be witness to being sold into slavery under us, and then we're gonna sell some of you to them fucking Hamites, man.
That's
and
right,
you Hamites going into slavery too under us, man. So you saw a lot of bad news is coming for you, man. You keep going right now.
Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men.
And that's why these Gentiles, that's why these heathens are getting ready for battle, man. That's why you got nations like weak nation like Elam telling America, if you fly your jets over here, we're gonna shoot you down, man. That's why you got these little smaller nations getting fucked up, man. That's why they're getting ready for the battle, because it's about to be that World War III, man. And like we keep saying, man, you people don't have to believe what we say, man, but we're gonna believe it, man.
That's right.
We're gonna believe it until Yahweh Shem Yahushai returns.
Huh?
You people are gonna believe it when you see it, man. We don't need to see it, but we know it's gonna happen, man. We have that faith in the belief that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is gonna do all the things that he say, man. You don't have that faith. So you're gonna have to see it to believe it. And you seeing it is gonna be a 44 or a P90 in your face about to get riddled with bullets. That's what's gonna make you believe it, man. When you in the spirit world, when you riddled with gunshots, that you gonna believe it when your body is riddled with bullets, man. That's what the Lord is gonna make you people fear, man. Like I think I not said it, or maybe you crossed up, but you people are gonna have a newfound fear for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, because you people don't fear the Lord. But you gonna fear it and you gonna fear him in these last days. Yeah. Yeah, he got more of that. You keep going.
Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, come up, all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about. Hither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
And that's the angels, man, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is doing this, man. He's mustering the battle of all this. You devils are in control of this, man. You're not the ones in power over this, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the one who's doing this thing, man. These heathens ain't you heathens, you elites are puppets of the Heavenly Father, man. You don't matter to the Lord, man. You're fucking nothing to the Heavenly Father. The Lord hates you. Out of every nation on the planet, the Lord hates the so-called white man.
That's right.
That's one nation he personally pointed out and said he hates. He hates the so-called white man. He said that out of every nation, the Lord don't fuck with these other nations either. Just get that out there. But he pointed out you Edomites single your ass out and said, I hate you. That's the words of the Heavenly Father, man. Himself say he hates the so-called white man. So you gotta do it. The Lord's controlling the battle, man. That's why it says, call thy mighty ones to come down, because the angels are over there mustering this battle to get this World War III popping off. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's kingdom can get established, man. This is the end of the movie, man. Just like the brother you call in the Bay pointed out, the elder brother you call in the Bay pointed out how in that new Avengers movie, all those superheroes came together to fight Thanos, man. And what happened? They lost, man. Mm-hmm. You devils know you about to lose, man. Y'all gonna come together and try to fight our Lord, and you're gonna lose at the end of the day. You're gonna be in the midst of World War III, nukes getting shot off, chariots flying around, and you gonna lose at the end of the day, man. What type of that's gonna be the greatest thing spoken about forever, man. That's gonna be the greatest thing. The so-called white man, the kingdom that was over everybody, has fallen in 1 hour. The angels came, the Lord himself, Yahushua, came and brought destruction. It's gonna be the greatest ending of a movie and the greatest starting of our kingdom that's ever been ever before, man. It's gonna be great. You got it now.
Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shabbat.
Let the heathen be wakened.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shabbat.
Yeah, because these nations, they used to be all bitch made, man. They used to be all scared of America. They used to be all timid about it. No, we gonna leave them alone. But the Lord had them waken, man. He put that spirit back on Russia to be a guard unto the rest of them. So they ready. They like, let's get it. Even North Korea's like, let's get it.
And he blessed them with the thermonuclear technology. You know, so that now the fact that they have the nukes, you know, they're puffing at America. That's the reason why the scripture said that let them Salakia says let the weak say that I am strong. You know, because they were once weak, or they were once intimidated and afraid. You know, because America dropped Fat Boy and Little Man on Japan, on Japs. But now these other nations have that same technology, so they're like, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. So now they're like, okay, well, hey, do what you got to do, and if you do too much, and we're gonna press this button. So America is doing what? And he's having their different delegates go around and meet with certain certain leaders of the people, you know, to try to come up with different nuclear treaties. But these, at the end of the day, those nuclear treaties are null and void because the purpose of the Most High is going to happen. Whatever the Most High purpose is going to happen. And the Most High, according to Isaiah 54:16, what did he create those nukes for? Because they're not just there to collect dust. All right, you're not going to disarm them. All right, they're going to be used when the time time comes when the Most High is ready for them to be used, which that time is drawing out. It's just that America has certain things that they had to fulfill before the Most High Heavenly Father can cause it to happen. You know, because the Most High Heavenly Father is not a man that he should lie. So everything that he said has to happen and in the order that he said it was going to happen in. You know, so these nations are gearing up for World War III, but World War III is going to be fought with thermonuclear fire.
That's right.
All right, so that fire is coming. That destruction is coming. That's the reason why you see all of these nations gathering up. It tells you in Revelation, the 7th chapter, hold back the 4 winds until what? Until the elect are sealed in their foreheads. So the elect are sealed. All right, America has fulfilled, you know, all the different things that matter of fact, World War III is the last thing for America to fulfill, and that's happening right before our very eyes. It's popping off because the scriptures say that who goes out to deceive the nations and to gather them into the valley, you know, of Armageddon, or to, you know, and then also in Revelation, the 20th chapter, it says, who go out to deceive the nations and who gather God and make God, you know. So these nations are being drawn into that. They're about ready, you know. Those angels that are over there that have been loose, they're getting things popping. They're getting these other leaders of these nations pumped up. You know, they're like, shit, let's go, let's rock and roll. They're tired because they're tired of America's shit. So they're ready to push the buttons, man. Shit's getting cracking. All right, and a lot of you guys are asleep. You know, you guys that were once a part of us. All right, but now you left us and you teaching something that's contrary. You know, but you ain't prophesying. You ain't telling warning the people about World War III. You ain't warning them that America is circling the drain. You giving them fucking hope that America's gonna continue on. Talking about America ain't gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. What the fuck is your problem? Where's your mind at? Why do these nations have nuclear weapons then? You know, they just got them. They're gonna tickle each other with it.
That correction.
Like Christmas tree.
Then
not. You get your. I know you got something.
I want you on something.
somebody got to grab
Okay, just real quick. This is second man. Because see you Edomites and you other heathen nations, y'all very prideful. Y'all don't believe that the Most High is going to bring you down. But this is Second Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 14. For not as with other nations whom the Lord Yahweh patiently forbeareth to punish, till they do come to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us. So yeah, the Most High he's patiently forbearing, man, which means he's holding back, like the brother just brought out, the four angels holding back the four winds until y'all reach the height of your sins. He's gonna make it to where it's not gonna be no excuse whatsoever, and then he's gonna fucking crush y'all, man. And y'all and you Edomites, y'all gonna be obliterated. But yeah, that's right. All I had.
Yeah, he's all pumped up off Mountain Dew. He's coming at you like a spider.
Yeah, love Mountain Dew. You Edomites, you so-called white people love Mountain Dew.
Coming at you like a spider monkey. What's the inside joke?
Somebody else. I'm switching.
I got something there real quick. This is Ezekiel 30:1. The word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, Lord power, how ye woe the day, for the day is near, even the day of Yahweh, Shem Shai, is near. A cloudy day, it shall be the time of the heathen. So a cloudy day is, yeah, there's a cloudy day coming, man. Cloudy times, man. I can't wait, man. Like the brother I not say, man. You can't wait, man. You wanted to, hey, like you want to be like Ezra. You wanted to, hey, Lord, can't you make the prophecies happen? In one,
that's what I was looking at.
Oh, okay.
Because in 2 Ezra 4:34, the angel had to rebuke him.
Yeah.
Because he was like, you hastening above the days of the Most High, and that was all the way
Hastening
back.
above the Most High.
God, that was before. That was all the way. How long ago was Ezra still alive? It was more than 2,000 years.
It was more than
before the time of Yahushua.
2,500 years.
God, so he was hastening for shit to come to an end now. All right, so how much more is it in our time? And we right here at the edge. We just need a couple more things to go down.
Okay. Maybe 2,400. Because it tells you in the 2 Ezra, the 7th chapter, it tells you that after 400 years, shall the Son of Man be on the scene.
I got you got yours, like you still on there. Okay, you got it.
And the sword shall come upon Egypt, and the great pain shall be in Ethiopia, when the slain shall fall in Egypt, and they shall take away her multitude, and her foundations shall be broken down. So this place is coming. I can't wait. This place is coming to an end, man. The Lord is, like the scripture say, house and hammer on the whole earth broken and cut asunder, man. It's some, hey, man, when this cloudy day happens, man, the day of Yahweh, man, when the Lord Yahweh shall return on them ships, when the nukes start flying, that's gonna be the greatest entrance, Lord, when we be a part of that elect into the kingdom of heaven, man. That's gonna be all. It's gonna be all worth the damn demons fucking with you while you sleep. The demons that fuck with your head all day. The suffering. It's gonna be all worth it at the end of the day, man. And the best part is, it's not far off, man.
It's not.
It's about to happen. Because if you look at, you gotta say something.
I was gonna say, Paul said, "Now is our salvation nearer than when we first began."
I get it.
And then also it says, knowing the terrors of the Lord, we persuade men. So if that was said, now is our salvation. If that was said back then, how much more closer are we today?
This is Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time, that it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now our salvation is nearer than we believe. So our salvation is close, man. If it ain't this year, it might be next year. If it ain't next year, might be other year. But it ain't no 20 years down the line, man. No 40, 30 years, 15. It ain't, we can't guess today, man. But when you look at the prophecies, you know it's not no fucking 15, no 10 years down the road, man. Esau don't even see it going that far, man.
That's right.
Esau say he want his kingdom by 2030, man. What's that, like 10 years? And the Lord is gonna come way before that, Lord willing, man. The day is getting close, man. We're getting closer and closer to the time where our Lord is gonna deliver us. And we're getting closer and closer to the time where all hell is gonna break loose, and brothers, we gonna be protecting that time, man. We gonna literally see the power of Yahweh by Shemel shall protect us, just like in Egypt.
That's right.
This is Habakkuk 1:5. Behold, be among the heathens and regard and want the marvelous. For I will work a work. For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. That's right. And you know what? And this is something that's so simple, because we out here week in, week out telling y'all your judgment, what's going to happen to you, how long y'all going to be in slavery under us Israelites, what the Messiah is going to do once he comes back to deliver his people. The hell and tribulation that all of y'all heathen nations are about to go through. All these things are being told to you. And when you come in, and when you walk by us, when we on the highways and the byways, or when you come across our videos and you scoff,
you show yourselves to undermine the words of the Most High. So when everything comes upon you in those days, you can only look at it as a marvelous sign.
You call him
Nobody was on.
I go after you.
Okay, this is Proverbs 1:27. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me. What's that? Psalm, I think 110 or 111. And they that power that people shall be willing. Some people gonna be willing that don't necessarily mean that they still going to be, chosen. And most of them have mercy on them. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh. So there's a cause and effect. He's telling you why. Verse 30, they would none of my counsel and despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. So all the shit that you was doing, and you out here, bitches out here committing adultery, you might get fucking, raped and then fucking killed and thrown in the fucking trash bag or thrown in fucking river or something like that.
That's right.
You're gonna be however, the Most High decides, your destruction to be, it's gonna be, a memorable one for you to be, when you in the kingdom, when you wake back up from your everlasting shame, you're gonna be looked at like, damn, that's that motherfucker that died such and such way. Well, they got his ass.
Hey, the scripture says when a scorner is pretty much punished, the simple is made wise. So a lot of these, that's the reason why you got to be great death in the world. A lot of killing, a lot of dead bodies. The famines, the different plagues, and the judgments that are coming, so that the simple will be made wise, man. The ones that are left alive to not go through it, so that the fear of the Lord can be back in the world. What we're teaching the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the beginning of wisdom. So we're teaching wisdom. It's a wise thing to fear and to reverence the Most High Heavenly Father and to believe upon His Son. But a lot of Jakes just don't want to get it.
Jake think the Lord is a joke.
They think that's because they think that He's white.
Yeah, and that shit gonna change real soon, man. Jake think the Lord just like somebody just sitting up in heaven with clouds and laughing all the time and all these happiness and shit. You gonna see that Lord that everyone used to know as Alashai, man, these last days. You gonna see Yahweh, man, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You gonna fear that name. You gonna reckon the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. You're just gonna go back to the days of when Egypt and like when the Lord flooded the whole earth, man. That power is gonna be known in the heavens, not God and Jesus, man.
Because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily.
It's gonna be Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai that's executing all this, man. You cost it.
Yeah, you said it.
This is verse 31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way. You reap what you sow. You sow seeds of righteousness, you get righteous, results. You sow seeds of wickedness, you're gonna get wickedness. And we say all the time, you're gonna run, to and fro. Hey man, give us some of your oil. And we don't have any. Hey, I don't got any either for you. This oil I got enough, for me. That's it. Fuck you, and die slowly.
I can't share.
Verse 32, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperous of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkens unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quit from fear of evil. And that's why we choose. That's why we choose to fear the Most High. That's common sense. Would you rather partake in folly, and ignorance, or would you and be destroyed, or would you rather partake in righteousness and be safe and be delivered?
God, I got a quick one to follow you. The first part of that scripture you read, Amos 5:18, it says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you the day of the Lord, which the name of the Lord is Yahweh?" It says the day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. You know? So you got a bunch of jakes. They're like, "Oh, I can't wait till the Lord come." But when the Lord come, and he's gonna kill your ass too, you know, because y'all wicked as hell.
Yeah.
If I may grab one more to back up what Arya said, this is Sirach 36. I'm gonna start at 3. It says, "Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power." So does that sound like salvation for the heathen? Does that sound like the heathens entering into the congregation? It says, "As thou was sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O power. Shew new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. Make thy time short. Remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let them that escape be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them perish that oppress the people. Smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathens that say there is none other but we. Gather all the tribe of Jacob together and inherit them from the beginning." You know, so basically, scripture say, "Amen. Let them know thee as we have known thee." You know, so we know Yahweh Shai to be terrible and very fearful. You know, so that time is coming where all of these other nations is going to find that out, and they're going to find it out through the judgments that the Most High is bringing. You know, the destruction of America, all right, the destruction of the kings and the armies of these nations in the valley of Yahushua, all right, Yahushua coming with the chariots and, you know, shooting laser beams and fire, redeeming the nation of Israel. You know, coming over here to America, killing people, redeeming the nation of Israel, and ultimately the Yahushua coming and the third nuclear destruction. All right, the different plagues, the famines. You know, I think I'm
Malak.
The one you got anything?
I'm gonna grab a couple more, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
You get your that.
Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasten greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. The day of the Lord, the day of day, the 15. The day that is the day of wrath, the day of trouble and distress, the day of wastedness and desolation, the day of darkness and gloominess, the day of clouds and thick darkness, the day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Most High. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
Hey, the Lord don't want no money, man. You ain't. The Lord created gold and silver. You devils created debt notes. That's which is fake money, man. The Lord don't want your gold, your fucking. Hey, here's a pot of gold. The Lord got a fucking planet out there made of full of diamond, man. You think the Lord wants some fucking gold, man?
Hey, it says, what is that, James? It says your gold is cankered.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep, and moth eaten.
Rusted and moth eaten.
Yep. Lord don't want that shit, man. The Lord wants your blood, man. And we want your blood, man. We want everything that the Lord wants, man. The Lord don't want no money. He don't want no apology. He don't want nothing but for you devils to be destroyed, man. And for the wicked of his people to be destroyed so they can come back in the kingdom righteously. It's a perfect balance, man. It truly is. For the kingdom of heaven to be established, you niggas gotta die, and you devils gotta die, and you heathens gotta die, man. And the righteous are gonna be saved. That's just how it is, man. And before all that, all hell and destruction is gonna break loose, and the Lord's chosen is gonna be known, man.
That's right.
It's a beautiful cycle that Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai has set up, man. This has been planned from the beginning, man. Like I said in the second Ezra, this has been set out before the worlds ever even were started, man. This is the movie, the plot, everything that's happening. It's all been written down and set up by Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai way before even now, man. It's just being played out now, and it's gonna come to a closing and an entrance beautifully at the exact same time, man. The closing of one world to the entrance of another one, man. The second world, another world, man, which is gonna be ruled under the governance of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai.
Behold, I created new heavens and a new earth.
Yep.
That's not talking about it literally. Literally, it's not talking about new heavens and a new earth. It's just talking about new rulership.
Because it says the first has passed away, which is Esau, man.
Yeah.
You ruled, and now it's our time to rule, man. And we're gonna rule in complete and utter righteousness under the guidelines of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, and it's gonna be forever. And in that forever not being a long time, but being eternal or immortal or whatever, the affinity sign, whatever you can think of, forever, man. And we gonna rule in righteousness, man. And it's gonna be beautiful. And look, we can't wait for that, man. We can't wait for that because we want it to happen like yesterday. Because it's gonna be something more than we even deserve. That's how great it's gonna be.
A lot.
I got this. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. All right, and we know what times that we're in. All right, the fact that the prophets are back, the way that the world is going, we're not in the time of the positive things. All right, we're not in the time of planning. All right, it tells you what it says. A time to every purpose under the heaven. All right, so we know what's coming. You should know whatever. You turn on the TV and you see, all you see is the tumult in the Middle East, riots here, riot there, or shooting here. All right. Somebody got stumped the fuck out over there. Shit on the world star. We're at the end of this world.
God, and the reason why Esau gives you all of that bullshit is to keep you dumbed down for what's really going on in the world.
And then I was going to jump to Revelation 20.
Okay, kind
This is the last one I have. Revelation 20. I'm going to start. I'm just starting at verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more. Or, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, going in about Esau during the Dark Age period, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up, which is Europe, and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loose a little season. And I was bringing this out to basically show you Esau we've had him in his captivity, and he was released to only be in power for a little season. And we're at the end of that little season. It didn't say he would be in power forever. It didn't say that he would go on and establish, he would have the everlasting kingdom. He got his blessing back. It just said a little season. And it's more than evident that his little season is running up. That's why it also says in Revelation, knowing that he has but a short time. That's why he's going to come down hard.
of. All right.
But,
as Job as well. The triumphant of the wicked is short. God, call.
This is This is Proverbs 4 verse 11. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom, I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. Take fast hold of instruction, let her not go, keep her, for she is thy life. And that's keeping this truth, making sure that we stay steadfast, because this our salvation depends on this. America is going down, and we don't want to go down with it. We want to go up in those chariots, to watch it go down. And that's the faith and the patience and the faith of the saints. Been wanting to have our blood avenged. We've been crying constantly. We want this place to end. Because this place has been our captivity. And that's it.
God. So yeah, our captivity is at an end. All right, our salvation draweth nigh. These prophecies aren't coming to pass for no reason. They signify the end of America's rule over the world, which through America, the Rothschilds have ruled the world. All right, it represents the end of Esau's kingdom. All right, and the issuing end of the kingdom of Yahushua, in the elect, which is the everlasting kingdom. America is through, man. All right, this place is through booking. And we could have brought out more, we could have went even further into detail, but hopefully that this lesson, was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. And the water Yahweh Shai for allowing us to do another lesson. All right, and call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. A double honor to our apostles that rule and that teach well through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Peace, love, and mercy be unto the hopefully elect that are hazarding in their lives daily to uplift the true doctrine in the names of Yahweh Yahushai. And above, Shalom.
Shalom.